guys, it's Emily from Novelle Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my trial chapter, April 2021. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this intro bit here and show you the 6 books I'm going to try. I'm going to try a chapter on each of them and show you clips of me either after I've read each one of them to tell you how I think, and maybe a little bit of me reading, but I don't know why I'm not one of these people that can speed up the reading thing, so I can't really show you me reading, but we'll see how it goes. I thought I'd try and do this like in my like mixed video style, so I'll show you clips of me reading in different places because the sun is out and I'm going to go out and do a bit of reading. So I'm going to do this try chapter throughout the sort of late morning, early afternoon, and then put it all together and put it up for you guys. So let's get on. Let's show you what I'm reading, what I want to try. So these are all books that have been on my shelves for a while. Some of them were impulse, a lot of them were the impulse buys last year, post-lockdown number 1. And I want to know if I'm going to try them. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to work out whether after a chapter I'm going to read them. And like whether they're going to be good enough for me to keep. Whether I'm going to read them like soon. So they'll have to be read at the end of next month. Because they'll be in my sort of pile of once I finish the books. And they'll either go, so yeah, they'll either be keep and read next month, at the end of next month, at the end of May, or get rid of. So let's see how I do. And I'm going to be a keep or read next month. That is it. And they will go on that pile for the end of May and they will be read. And that way they'll be done. So the first one is one I bought for 20p at my charity shop. Anne Perry, The Silent Crime. This is a Victorian thriller, I believe, sort of like historically fictiony thriller. In the dead of night, the notorious area of Victorian's London East End, known as St Giles, a local factory girl stumbles across the bloody bodies of 2 city gentlemen. When Detective John Adams finally arrives at the scene, he's confronted by the most difficult investigation. Firstly, he must identify the men, then he must find out why men of means and social standing would go to such a sordid area. So, the first chapter of this is, let's see how many pages. It's going to be fun. I want to really try and mix this in today because I've got another bit to do. So chapter 1 is 1. Let's hope these chapters aren't too long, but they're going to give me an idea. And this is all. I see. I'm not really planned today, am I? First chapter's sodding long. No, the first chapter's 35 pages, but as you can see, they're small pages. So this will give me an idea whether this is going to be kept. So that's 35 pages. To read that. Let's see, because this one I bought because it looked thrillerish and horrorish, and last year I was in a horror theme. So let's see how I do with that. That's going to be the first one. Another one was one I got given from one of the charity shops. The Chamomile Lawn by Mary Weasley. Now I've seen quite a few of her books in my local charity shop. This reason I think I picked it up was because it's set in Cornwall in August 1939. 5 cousins have gathered around their aunt's house for an annual ritual of holiday. This hasn't been jumping out at me, and it's been on my shelves for a long time, and I want to read it because obviously wartime, that sort of Cornwall, like the sound of it, and I'm sort of desperate to know if it's one that I want to read. I've been wondering if I may even, after I've read this, if I like it enough, may even put this to be read at the end of the month. Oh, I like the sound of this. The first chapter is really short. In fact, the first chapter is not even 13 pages. So I think for this, I'm going to be realistic and read the first 2 chapters. Because I think the first chapter is only like 10 pages. So if I read sort of 2, that should give me an idea. Yeah, it'll be like 18 pages to read 2. So again, the pages aren't too big, but this book looks a bit battered and bruised. So I wonder, Mary Weasley was born in 1812. Actually, I wonder if this will count as for Kate's read along for the 1900s to 19 thingy. So when this, depending on when this was published, I might be able to get away with that. Might be work for her read along if I like it. So let's see how that one does. Then this one has been on my shelves for over a year because this has been on my shelves for nearly 2 years. I buddy read this with the first time with Nikki from Dark Beyond My Pages. Her channel. I buddy read the Rosie Project with her, and I bought this. It's the sequel to that, but I like the Rosie Project, but something's put me off a bit picking this up. It's a follow on from that one, so The Rosie Effect. It is something in me has been just keeps putting off reading it. And again, the chapters are short, but I believe the first chapter is. So I'm calling this Try Chapter Show, but it's the first chapter is only like 6 pages. So it'll be the first 2 chapters again, just to give me an idea. So I'll read the first 2 chapters of this, which is about 20 pages, and see how I do. This is the 41-year-old geneticist, I can never say that, Rob Tillman, had only had one second date before he'd met Rosie. Now living in London City, having survived 10 months and 10 days of marriage, even Don has to sacrifice standardised meals and embrace unscheduled sex. But then Rosie drops the mother of all bombshells, and Don must prepare for the biggest challenge of his previously ordered life, at the same time dodging deportation, prosecution and professional disgrace. This could be interesting. I want to know if I'm going to keep this. So let's see how I do on this one. The next one is a book that I thought was it was apparently a film. So this is a film picture. All the Money in the World. And this is one that it's about Paul Getty. Inspired by the fortunes and misfortunes of the Getty family, the most extraordinary troubled episode, the kidnap, ransom and of grandson Paul Getty is now a major motion picture. But this is on my non-fiction pile. I bought this round about my birthday last year, so it's been on my shelves a while. For some reason, again, I've not been inclined to pick it up. I think I'm going to read the introduction and let's see how I do. And the first, I'll read the introduction and the first chapter, and that will be about 20 pages. So let's see how I do with that. I've got the last 2 now. So this is Never Let Me Go by Kazu Ishigaru. I've heard again, I've got a film cover. Lots of people have liked this. I don't know if I'm going to or not. Everyone knows this book, don't you? So I've decided to have the price label on the back of it. So it's Kath, Ruth and Tommy grew up together in Halesome, a similarly idyllic school deep in the English countryside, with a dreadful secret in their heart. Now 31-year-old Kathy attempts to come to terms with her childhood at Halesham and with the fate that's always awaited her and her closest friends in the wider world. Again, I picked this up because people have talked about this author's works, but again, not something has been putting me off reading it. Looks like the first chapter is probably about right. It's about 12 pages, but the pages are smaller. So I'll either give, depending on how I'm doing, the fact that this video is going to be a long one, 1 or 2 chapters ago. I'll see 1 chapter, but maybe 2, because 2, yeah, again, it'll be 2 chapters, okay. I'll do 2 chapters because it's 24 pages for 2. So I think about 20 pages is about right to give me an idea. About 20 to 30 pages will give me an idea about whether I'm going to like it or not. And then lastly, I bought a Kate Atkinson book randomly, Emotionally Weird. I am emotionally weird. I am weird. I do like Kate Atkinson work. So this is set in Scotland. Effie and her mother Nora take refuge in a large mouldering house of their ancestors and tell each other stories. This could be weird. Good. Again, it's been on my shelves and I do not know what it is. The structures, the chapter's not necessarily in. The chapters are done really weirdly here. So this is like The Hand of Fate, first draft. So they're not chapter numbers, which is a bit weird. But the chapter numbers, it kind of goes up to, if I read the first 26 pages and go up to Shay's Bob, and let's see what I do. So these are the books. I'm going to show you clips of me reading. I think I'll do it in that order and see how I do. So I'm going to go and read. I'll show you where I'm reading. So I'll be reading. I won't actually probably put clips of my reading. I'll do clips after each individual book and tell you what I'm thinking. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye. Hi guys, so this is just a quick one to say that I just read the first chapter of The Silent Cry. Didn't even really want to read all of it. Didn't really like it. It's going unhauled. So I've got my first unhaul. So let's tick on my little list, my organised list, and going on. And I'm going to write it in different colour because I'm going to be cool. And I'm going to go unhaul. So that's one done. I'm now going to go and start going to the garden, I think, and go and start the chamomile lawn before lunch. Because I'm going to have a lunch. So you're going to kind of get a bit of a vlog style on this a little bit. I'm I'm going to research into this to find out if it will fit in Kate's read along, because if it does, I'll save it till the end of May. Let's see. I'll see you all in a minute. Bye bye. Okay guys, well I've just read about 20 pages of this, The Chamomile Lawn, and I flew through it. That is always a good sign. I think this is going to be a keepy, because it's definitely one that I think I need to read. I think it was going to be easy to fly through. Like the fact that I read that very quickly. It's only a 330 page book, and it's about cousins, and I think that sort of thing I can resonate with because I've got quite a lot of cousins, and it's like their holiday meeting up together, and yeah, I think this could be a good cozy read. So I will be definitely getting to this at the end of May. This will definitely be a good May read. I think the fact that it's a summary kind of book means I need to get to that. So I'm not going to put it off any longer. It's not necessarily one I want to read the last week in April, but it's one I will be reading in May. So let's go on that pile. And I'm now going to go and make my lunch and then come back out here, I think, and try the other books. So I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye. So guys, I've just finished my pages for The Rosie Effect, and I cannot decide. There is some fat-phobic comments in this, which I know the lead character doesn't mean to do. In their eyes, they're saying what they think of this person. It's a descriptive comment, but it still upset me a bit. There is some derogatory sexual comments already in it, and that's not good. But I've just found out the lead character's Mrs. is pregnant, and I'm wondering how this character is going to handle that. Remembering how they were in the first book, I'm wondering how that's going to be. I think the lead character, Don Tillman, in this is autistic, but obviously it's not formally said, so that's just an assumption. So please bear that in mind when you were looking at this. But I can't decide. Now, so far, this is the third book I've read, and I've got another 3 more to read. One's a keepy, one to get rid. And the goal is to at least get rid of 3 at least. So I will see how I do on the others, and then I'll make a final decision. At the moment, I really, really don't know what to do. So I'll see how I do at the rest. And then obviously at the concluding comments, I'll let you know if I've decided. Anyway, I'm now going to go and sit in the garden and read, I think, Money is the World. So I'm going to go and read that, and I'll give you a clip back shortly. Bye-bye. Hi guys. So I have read the chapters I needed to read of All the Money in the World, and it's not for me. I didn't really carry on wanting to read it. It was one I bought off a whim. I think it's because I like the cover on it last year, but it was definitely not one that interested me. It's a non-fiction book about a family. I can't get into this, and I'm definitely going to unhaul this. But guys, if any of you want it, let me know in the comments below, because I think someone else might enjoy this. If you've enjoyed the film, the book might be interesting, but this really isn't for me. So that's another unhaul. So at the moment, I'm definitely on 2 unhauls. One I'm still debating. And well, let's see how I do with Never Let Me Go. Yes guys, I'm in the same location. Just read my pages for Never Let Me Go. And it's another one that I'm regretting buying. It was only £1, but it annoys me when I buy books and I think, oh, I bought this because I thought people would want me to read it. It's Kazu Ishigaru, famous author. I know Katie from Books and Things loves their work. I know Charlie from Charles Heathcote loves their work. I thought it was another one that was made into a film. I thought I'd like it. Don't understand it. Not really for me, and it just isn't one again that I really necessarily wanted to carry on reading. So that's going to be an unhaul, but I'm going to check whether a friend of mine wants this, and I'll let you know in the comments below if this is available to go ahead, and if anyone wants that one. But yeah, this one really isn't for me. So that's my 3rd definite unhaul, and I'm still debating on The Rosie Effect. I can't, it's just going round and round in my head. It's a chunky 400-page book, and I really don't know if I'm going to want to spend 400 pages on a book that I find quite problematic even at the start. So let me see about Emotionally Weird. This Emotionally Weird is not a long book. I think it is only, oh, it's nearly 400 pages. So this will be an investment. If I read this, unlike the Chamomile Lawn, which I'm definitely keeping, this will be an investment if I keep it because it's a bit slightly longer book. So let's see what I think and I'll get back to you shortly. Okay, so this is the last clip and okay, this is weird. Too weird. And another one I'm going to unhaul. So I have now got 4 books I'm unhauling. I have decided that I am actually going to keep the Rosie Project because the fact that it keeps going on and on around in my head, the fact that I flew through the pages when I was reading them and I actually wanted to carry on going is obviously proves to me that even though it's got its problems, there is still something about that book that is getting to me. So I am officially, out of the 6 books I'm reading, I have tried, I am unhauling 4 and I'm going to keep and read in the end of May 2. So I'm going to keep the Rosie Effect and I'm going to keep the Chamomile Lawn. And yes, at the end of obviously May's wrap up part 2, you'll know what I definitely thought of them. To me, out of all of this, it's been good because I've actually unhauled 4 books that have been on my shelves for a while and I needed to decide. And it's pushed 2 books up because the fact that with both of them, I didn't want to put them down means that, you know, it really does show me something. In fact, I really still can't decide whether I'm actually going to read the Chamomile Lawn at the end of this week. So by the time this video goes up, I may have actually read the Chamomile Lawn because there was something in it that does draw me especially back. And it's proved to me that just because a book doesn't necessarily look amazing and it's not modern and it's not one of the fancy ones or a fancy author, it's actually one that's really drawn me in. Out of all of the 6 of them, that's definitely the book that I'm looking forward to reading. So this book's done its job. This video's done its job. It's maybe helped me. What do you think, guys? In the comments below, let me know. Do you think that I should do this monthly or bi-monthly, so every other month? Because it has really helped me to clear some books off my shelves that I wasn't sure about, and it's helped me to push some other books higher up the pile. So let me know in the comments below what you think. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.